Hello, a very good afternoon to everyone out there. I'm Darren and I am a staff member of the Student Development and Alumni Affairs Department. Thank you for tuning in to this webinar episode called Take the Podium, the Pursuit of Excellence, where I have a guest who not only excels in sports, but in his academic performance as well. In the studio today, we have Lucas Chu, who represented Team Temasek in Polytechnic-ITE Games and Institute-Varsity-Polytechnic competitions, and Team Singapore in national and international competitions. A very warm welcome to Lucas. Now, Lucas, could you do the honor of introducing yourself, please?
Hello everyone, my name is Lucas and I'm a third year biotechnology student. I'm a swimmer. I'm a national fin swimmer, and I'm also the captain of TP Sport Life Saving Team. It's great to have you all here.
All right, that's great, Lucas. Before we continue, we have to be law-abiding citizens. Since we're in the same room, we need to don our face mask back on.
All right.
Okay, warm welcome to you, Lucas. I believe not many people have heard of competitive life saving or fin swimming even. So how did you pick up your sport in the first place?
Yeah, well, I've been swimming on and off for close to 14 years now. And to be honest, as much as swimming is an exhilarating and exciting sport, it can be quite tiring to be swimming the same 4 strokes and staring at the same line at the bottom of the pool for so long. I never really loved it, and neither was I really talented at it, but I knew it was something that I was comfortable in doing. So, when I joined TP, I found out about sport life saving, which is a sport where swimming techniques are actually developed into survival skills, and even more so to actually save the lives of others. So in my eyes, it was a new dimension of the sport that I thought I knew, and with national level competitions held annually, it was a brand new opportunity to prove myself. Yeah, I did well in life saving, and one thing led to another. And I was eventually training with the national fin swimming squad, which some people call the F1 of swimming, or the very fast mermaids. So since then, I've actually found a new love for what I was already kind of doing.
Oh, so you are trying to become a mermaid, huh? Well, it's interesting that your swimming base that you have built at a younger age could serve you so well in another competitive sport, right? So TP has called upon you to represent us in POL-ITE and IVP games. So could you share with us what was your most memorable moment when representing TP?
Yeah, so something that's quite memorable is actually two plus years ago now, in about late 2018. So my coach is actually preparing the team for the POL-ITE and IVP swimming championships. And, as I mentioned, being not the most talented swimmer out there, I didn't even make the cut for the previous set of championships that year. So, but at that period, my coach Coach Leonard, which I'm very grateful for, pulled me out of a typical day of training. And he asked me, "Do you want to make the POL-ITE team?" And I was stunned, considering how stacked the TP swim team already was, and it had been something out of my purview. And before I even managed to give my answer, he continued, "Boy, I want you to swim the 200 fly." And my heart just like skipped a beat, because my whole life I've been a backstroker. I couldn't even fathom swimming 100 meters of butterfly. I couldn't even survive it. So all I could say was, "Oh my God, coach! Like, are you mad?" And that's what I told him. I knew the journey was gonna be full of breathless gasps of air, pain in my chest, and honestly a lot of shouting from my coach, which I wasn't looking forward to. But and the odds of me making it, the odds of me winning something with my time was something I thought was impossible. So that's what I told my coach, and you know what? He just laughed it off because and he just told me, take it as a challenge, and that there's no such thing as impossible. Yeah. So I mean, of course, I didn't believe him then, but what I understood from it was that I had nothing to lose at that point in time. So I just I just nervously nodded, and then I just jumped into the water. I guess with a new mindset, because I trained like a madman. Thousands of meters of butterfly, to the point I wanted to butter cry and butter die. And fast forward a few months later, I managed to get third place at the POL-ITE championships, and I bettered it IVP with a silver medal. Yeah, my coach believed in me, gave me a shot, although I wasn't the best, maybe. Yeah, and in the end, I didn't let him down, luckily. But more memorably, I did something that I thought was going to be impossible. Yeah, so you can call me a convert, but I think that there's no such thing as impossible.
Wow, thank you, Lucas. Your sharing really brings back fond memories. I clearly remembered that the swimming team were weakened while preparing for the IVP swimming championships when our national swimmers Darren Chua and Erasmus attended an overseas training camp that coincided with this competition in January 2020. So it's really heartening for me to see each and every swimmer, including yourself, step up and bring glory to TP. And the men's team, we did pretty well. We finished third overall in the IVP swimming competition. And thanks for your contributions to the TP swimming team. But Lucas, you are a competitive lifesaver and national fin swimmer. So would you mind sharing what were your most significant achievements in your sport so far?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it was my pleasure to swim IVP in POL-ITE. I'm really grateful for the opportunity. Yeah, so I mean, you mentioned Erasmus and Darren, and they are amazing swimmers and stuff. But besides the POL-ITE IVP medals, I've also managed to have a good bout at the National Life Saving Championships in 2019. I actually finished with 10 first places. Maybe I got a bit lucky. And for fin swimming, I had my first international cap in 2019, December-ish. And then we went to China where I got to represent Singapore at the Asian Fin Swimming Championships. Yeah, that being said, I'm really most proud of the journey that I've had the past 3 years. And actually the past 3 years I've been in TP because, it's really where my sports career started to blossom. And credit goes to the extraordinary staff, coaching staff that the opportunity to work with.
And yeah, wow. Good to see you broadening your horizons in international competitions and participating in upcoming competitive sports. So, Lucas, besides your budding sporting career, you are also a final year student. And the final year is always one of the most hectic times as a student. So, how does your daily schedule look like currently?
Yeah, absolutely. Balancing school commitments with sports isn't exactly easy, but I'll give you some insight. So right now I'm actually interning at the beautiful St. John's Island National Marine Laboratory. So when I'm in my office is literally tide pools and saltwater aquariums. I take a ferry to work at 8 a.m. If I'm there to run my experiments, I'll run my experiments. If not, I'm reading and writing a lot of words. And I'm back to mainland by about 5 to 6. Yeah, and then I rush off for my weekday training that starts around 7 and it's around 9:30. Yeah, I have dinner with the team, and by the time I hit home, it's about 11:30. Yeah, I get some work done, and then it's time to go to bed. Saturdays are the same, besides not having intern, and Sundays are 3-hour sessions, but I get the rest off as a free time. Yeah, it's a really great internship so far. I'm enjoying myself.
Well, thank you for giving us an insight to your daily life, and I'm sure that all your sacrifices and commitment to achieve excellence will not come to waste. But as a student athlete, it's important that you receive support to help you achieve your academic goals and sporting dreams. So, are you able to share how does TP support student athletes like yourself?
Yeah, and thank you to yourself, Mr. Darren, as well. Yeah, TP is extremely supportive. From traveling overseas for really big meets to even the smaller meets, which are still important if someone wants to stay at a high level throughout the year. My experience with advisory staff and lecturers alike has all been really, really positive. Yeah, the understanding, they are very understanding, and even with an email with your NSA proof, and sometimes that's all it takes, and then they will settle the rest for you. Yeah, I'm really, really grateful that I've not had to compromise my grades because of my sport, and this has actually allowed me to concentrate on and actually balance both well. Yeah.
Well, thanks. It's good to hear that you're enjoying yourself in TP. And Well, let's look on the other spectrum, Lucas. If you had a chance to redo or go through your polytechnic life again, are there some things that you would change?
I always believe that when you go through something, you learn a lot from it as well. And I'm really grateful for the journey that I've had. But some things I would change. Some new changes I've made to my life actually, which have been setting my calendars properly. Yeah, so I have my own Google Calendar now, and any events that come up, I'm able to slot it in as soon as I can, so I don't forget, and I make sure I plan for it properly. Yeah, so that's one thing that maybe I would have started a bit earlier. But that being said, I've enjoyed the ups and downs of what I've been through. Yeah.
Thank you. I think that your student life in TP has been really, really interesting so far, and that I'm very heartened to see your holistic growth as you walk towards the path towards graduation, right? Um, so one last question, really, to close off the session. What advice do you have for aspiring student athletes who are considering TP or polytechnic education in general?
Yeah, considering Polytechnic education, it's a really interesting question because, I myself faced this question when I received my results. So, in fact, I almost jumped into a JC education too. Yeah, to be precise, I actually only thought of TP as a consideration the day after I received my results. And this is something I really truly believe that, I chose my Polytechnic education because I like it, because this is what I wanted to do. I love science, I love nature, and I really like fish. Plus I met a really amazing lecturer who gave a talk here who sort of coerced me into joining. I came because I knew that I would enjoy learning, and because it was something that I wanted to learn and do well in. So it's because I was actually confident in my studies. I was then able to confidently pursue other interests, including my sport. So my stand is, if you know what you want to do, and there's a course for you, just go for it. Why not? Right? And actually, another piece of advice which I think is important as a student athlete is that because you are a student athlete, you are having lots of other commitments, and to perform this balancing act, you must understand what you are supposed to be balancing and to what degree. So, as a student athlete, you'll always be short on time. You will always have to make difficult decisions and sometimes a lot of sacrifices to do what you must do in your sport. So for me, I'm a student athlete, and that's a student before an athlete. This can change nearer to competition dates, but my advice to you is to prioritize your responsibilities and actually make the time for what's important to you. Yeah.
All right, Lucas, thank you for the advice. And to all of you listening to this at home, I hope that you should not be deterred from what Polytechnic education has to offer. And do not be afraid to join a CCA in the Polytechnic, and be fearful that the CCA will take up too much time and may affect your results, um, your overall results, because I think, in fact, having a CCA or even a sport will keep you more disciplined and more committed to work towards your goals. And I hope that everyone's get to enjoy your polytechnic education when you come to TP. And Lucas, thank you for your time to participate in this fruitful sharing session. I'm so pleased to hear that you have enjoyed your time in TP. Let's just take a look at the YouTube live chat to see if there are any questions that are being posted online that you may have to answer. Well, I don't see any questions coming in for this session so far. So maybe I'll just start the ball rolling, Lucas. Is there any particular academic school staff that you are very, very thankful for in your student life?
Oh, this is a very nice question. I get to thank the staff who started it all. I mean, of course, my advisor, Mr. Darren, has been a very good influence and very supportive of my endeavors. But I've also have a lecturer from the School of Applied Science, and in fact, he's my course manager, Mr. Zhang Pengchi. Yeah, he was also one of the nominated for the President's Teaching Award. Yeah. So, he's actually the lecturer who spoke to me after I got my results and told me about poly life and told me about a course that I had no idea about, biotechnology. And I gotta say, he was so right when he told me to come and join and check it out. Yeah, so thank you, Mr. Sang. He's always been quick to reply my messages, even at 3 a.m. in the morning sometimes, unfortunately. And he's been a great supportive teacher and an amazing lecturer. Yeah.
Oh, wow, 3 a.m. The lengths that our lecturers go through for our students. They're even awake at 3 a.m. Okay, there's a question coming in from the YouTube live chat, and I think, Lucas, you may be able to answer this. So the question is, hi, from Jay. Jay is solo. Do you need to go through a trial test to get into the TP swim team?
Yeah, I can answer this. Actually, the TP swimming and life saving team, we're really close. So our admissions are kind of together as well. We do hold time trials for those interested to make the swim team. The base requirement that we usually roll with for the swimming side is actually the finalists of POL-ITE. So for you guys, it'll probably be the 2019 POL-ITE timings that have been posted within the top 8. If you make those timings for any 50 events, you can get in as long as you have a 1-year recent timing. And if you can't have a 1-year recent, you can just take it at the pool with us, and we will just assess from there. Yeah, while I'm at it, life saving, we also assess your ability based on the 50 freestyle timing. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Lucas, for answering that question. Jay, hopefully your question is answered. Just the next question here from Zhang. Thank you for your sharing. Do you have any role models that you look up to?
Yeah, this is an interesting question. I think a lot of Singaporeans will go with Joseph Schooling, but I'm still a hardcore Michael Phelps fan. I really believe in like the long hours and his training philosophy of there's never time to rest, and you should always be working hard, and that's something that I proactively try and do as well. Yeah, so Michael Phelps, the big man, yeah, he's really quite an inspiration for me. Thanks for the question.
All right, thank you to those listening at home. I hope you enjoyed the sharing by Lucas. Just let's take a look to see if there's any other comments. Oh wow, Jay is solo. So what's the 50-meter freestyle timing that you mentioned? Maybe I can answer that, Jay. Really, we are looking for students who are passionate and keen to develop in swimming and life saving. So don't be too worried about your 50 meters freestyle timing. We welcome all students of all levels to join the TP swimming and or life saving team. But the basic requirement is, of course, you must be able to swim one lap or 50 meters freestyle without us going into the pool to save you from drowning. So I hope that that alleviates your doubts. We are open, and we want to embrace swimmers of all levels. But then when it comes to competition, when we do the selection, we have to base the selection on timing. So the fastest swimmers actually get to represent the Polytechnic. So Lucas, I mean, since the question is asked, what's your 50-meter freestyle personal best?
Well, I'm not a 50 freestyler, but my personal best is 27.3. Yeah. It's
27.3
okay.
seconds. 27.3 seconds. Yeah. That's actually a good enough time to represent any IHL in POL-ITE. All right, if you have any other comments, please feel free to type in the YouTube live chat or in the comment section when this video is uploaded on YouTube. And Lucas, thank you very much once again for joining us in the studio, and to all of you watching at home, thank you for tuning in. Till the next episode, I'm Darren. Bye for now.
Bye bye.